Welcome back to the GSL Code S. We have, I think, the match that we've all been waiting for today. We all knew this was coming. Stats versus ByuN.
Yes, indeed. And who do you think takes it?
I think there's a small chance that the game starts up and somehow Stats is a Zerg player and ByuN goes 3 Rex Reaper and beats him. What do you think?
I think that's likely, even.
Yeah.
The way that Forte almost killed Stats, maybe he wants to try it.
Stats suddenly anamorphs into a Zergling, and ByuN is in fact a Reaper.
Oh no.
He not only nades and kills Stats, but then uses his Reaper jump ability to kill us as commentators. We're on floor 2 up here.
Do you think that ByuN could kill like 2 Ultralisks fully upgraded with a 0/0 Reaper?
Yes! Easily!
You don't think his arm would get tired? It would take like a million billion years. A Reaper would do
How long would that actually take?
It would actually, I think it would actually take hours to actually kill 2 Ultras that were just on right click on the Reaper, as long as you're not just abusing terrain, like only.
What if you're
you could
micro
abuse
Ultras,
terrain?
you take the one that's taking damage and you run it away?
Oh, then well, you can chase a Ultra, I guess, but like the thing is, the Reaper would do no damage with that much armor. It would like literally do
Somebody
like
figure this
0.5
out.
damage
Actually,
or
how long
something.
does it take for a Reaper to kill an Ultra?
Fight!
Somebody figure it out because we're not going to
Fully upgraded.
Fully upgraded. All right, guys, we're going to go.
What a good conversation before Stats versus ByuN.
Yeah. This is why we're here, guys. This is our job. Keeping you guys informed. All right, let's get ready for this PBT Stats versus ByuN.
Ultra be healing and stuff too.
In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
Splice. Stats.
GSL Code S champion. In the bottom right, in the red, our Terran player.
Team expert. ByuN.
It's the gold versus the gold, Artie.
Indeed. So he didn't spawn as Zerg. So like, what do you think? Who wins?
Well, now it's just a game of chance, Artosis.
Yeah, just roll the dice.
Nobody knows. I mean, really, I believe if you look at the 2 play styles, it's Stats who seems to prepare and come with a deep sense of knowledge and wisdom, and it's ByuN with his control and his ability to manipulate the environment inside the game.
I think stylistically, I like Stats' style against ByuN slightly, just because ByuN is like more of a battling Terran. Like he'll be out microing, harassing, doing things like that, rather than just sitting home making ranged liberators. And I think against that style specifically, Stats is very, very, very good.
I think ByuN is maybe my favorite player to cast.
Really?
I also really like casting Dark too, but ByuN, he's so entertaining.
I love
Dark is great to cast.
I actually, for me, it's TY. I just watched TY. I'm like, well, this is it. This is what StarCraft's
we got a lot of
be.
great players we cast, but I would say, yeah, I totally agree with you. TY is super fun to cast. SOS, actually.
He can be very fun.
There's been several years where SOS.
Have so much fun. I just love the game.
Okay, Proxied Factory.
WLC.
Oh, thanks for coming down.
Yo. It's WLC now. What's that mean?
I don't know. I couldn't
We
think of
love
anything
craft.
That's right.
Yeah.
Craft beer. We have a hidden probe. I'm not sure if he's going to make anything up there, but there is a threat here of the Proxied Factory.
Yes, the Proxy Factory. This can be tricky if he is going from the where it's placed. Like this could be a cyclone that he wants to open up with, but if you start rallying in a bunch of mines,
yeah, I think it's
that
going to be
goes well against
mines,
Oracle.
Man.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
Well, it's funny because they'll send the Oracle out, right? And they'll come in and try to kill all your workers. Oh my God, that was close.
Whoa.
Okay.
This is the weirdest little micro battle I've ever seen. I'm so confused. Okay, so, and he's getting the reactor. So this is going to be mass Widowmine drops that are proxied, and this is against Stargate. Very, very good. What'll probably start out is the Oracle will do well, and you'll think that Stats is getting ahead because of that. But then there will be so many Widowmines and not enough revelations to see them. That was really well done by Stats.
Yeah.
But there will be like not enough revelations to see all the Widowmines, and that's where ByuN will start to get ahead. Like you just spread them so you can only tag one at a time, and it becomes incredibly difficult for Protoss to deal with that with Stargate tech.
Yeah, this is it's funny because Terran's trying to do something to really beat up and counter the The Protoss is really trying to counter the Terran, but then the Terran has the counter to the counter. So
Yeah.
let's see how this goes. Now, hitting each Marine is so important. It's okay to lose the Adept if you get enough Marines because the Oracle can snowball damage.
He killed 3 Marines, so now there's 3, and Oracle's easily killed 3, and now he can kill everyone that comes out of there. But he will run out of energy.
Yep,
now
he's got about 30 so far.
Yeah.
Oh, really good splitting here by ByuN.
Yeah.
This is not doing anywhere near as much damage as it's supposed to.
Now, again, this is looking, you know, you'd be looking at this and saying, oh, well, I mean, Stats is getting so far ahead. But now these mines are going to be coming in 2 at a time, and this is going to be so hard because he just doesn't have enough detection.
Okay. You want to have 1 at each mining location.
Just as long as nothing is within 1 revelation distance of each other, you're good. Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Okay.
it got the Oracle. That's so
He's going to
big.
win this game.
Yeah. Because the second Oracle was hit, this becomes a nightmare now for the Protoss. In fact, I don't really blame him for making a 3rd Nexus because that's more places that he's going to have to try to cover with mines, but this should snowball into ByuN's favor.
Yeah, like killing that Oracle, that was actually a very slow reaction from Stats to deal with it in that way. So, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, he actually splits down there. That could have been really brutal if you hadn't realized that. But yeah, the detection just does not even exist to be able to clear all these. I'm very surprised that he didn't throw down a Robo immediately.
Oh, he gets the Phoenix. Okay.
Oh, those are a little bit too close, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say he wants to spread those out. In fact, I think ByuN may have bungled this a little bit.
That placement was
there was definitely a better way to do that. You want it spread enough that only 1 revelation tags 1 mine.
Yes, and if you can do that perfectly and you have like 6, 7 mines in there, you have to have a Robo. That's it. They're just going to gain kills and kills and kills. But still, he's got a decent setup. He's got some mines up here. He's trying to get in here and get something done with those Marines as well.
Now get ready for ByuN Micro here with the Marines.
And you can't use your Oracles here because then
Step Micro, it's going to be Stammer Step.
Stammer Step?
Yeah. It's the next level.
There's a Reaper in there and jumps his Marines behind that are damaged. I'm like, what are you doing? This is too much.
Well, I mean, the Widow Mine epidemic here on the map has not been sorted out. And in fact, this base right here that we're seeing that's getting hit with Widow Mine shots, it's completely surrounded. So there's actually no way that this army can even comfortably move over here. And I think ByuN actually just kills this. Look, there's a second Widow Mine. Oh, man.
There's a lot of mines here.
That connects on those.
Look at that. He just used it. Oh, my God.
Oh!
Jeez.
Okay, I think we have a tap out here in a minute. Let's see, though.
He's got an Observer, so I guess he can push us all back and save the 3rd Nexus.
I will admit I've actually been calling it a little bit too quickly today.
Yeah.
But ByuN is he's having the game that he wants to have here today.
Well, there's definitely a lot of good things that have happened to him. To be honest, I do think that ByuN could have done a better job with these mines, a little bit more aggressive with them, spreading them out a little bit better, especially when he got to kill that Oracle right off the bat with them. So I don't think it was perfectly done, by ByuN here, but he's definitely done some damage at least. And still, though, Stats his crisis management strong. He's got a very high probe count still.
Yeah, that's very true. I think Stats is somebody that even if the game is really bumpy early on, he's not going to be thrown off with the build he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a very solid player here. Good targeting there, by the way, by Stats. Takes out the medevac, but a Widow Mine sneaks in over here. I've actually lost kind of how many probes were killed off in this game, but this is becoming pretty problematic.
It's quite a few, that's for sure. Now he's getting Blink, plenty of gateways on the way. That is definitely super important. He's going to have a big chunk of units coming out because as Stim and +1 and Combat Shields finish, we should see ByuN moving out again. Yeah, that's a great
that's
location.
That's a great location to put that in.
Jeez.
Oh, you're so good. Yeah.
Very well done by Stats.
He's got wall hacks, man. See into the buildings.
He shot him through the walls.
He's using CSGO cheats right now.
How do lasers bend? That doesn't work.
Yeah, makes no sense, guys. ByuN's not done yet, though, with his dropping. And was the Phoenix killed off, by the way?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so this makes perfect sense then for him to keep on dropping like this. Finally, this reactor and factory will be going down. He's trying to draw him in there, and he does, although mostly that was just Stalker shields being wiped out.
He actually got the Observer with that as well, so it's a little bit annoying.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch that. Okay.
He's trying to make Immortals right now, so that does make it more annoying. Now, this is This part of the game is where I think Stats really excels and why I predicted him to beat ByuN here. Is ByuN loves to continually be aggressive and drop and stuff, but like Stats is so good at doing things such as placing his pylons just right, spreading his army just right, and dealing with these multi-pronged attacks.
Well, hold up a second here. We have more of the infantry coming in. Great stasis there. Oh man,
God.
force field, excuse me, not stasis. He actually locks out most of that army.
So well done.
And takes out so many of those Marines. Really nicely done there.
ByuN trying to be so tricky.
Ooh, look at Stats with the fancy footwork.
Indeed.
Blink dodges the mine there.
The amount this guy watches his mini-map is really quite astounding, to be honest. We've seen multiple times now where ByuN did something very tricky that only staring at the mini-map would counter correctly, and he's done it every time.
Okay.
Oh, that's so brutal.
That's pretty big. That is so many Marauders.
This is where you're... Oh, man, and even tags these, right? So he sees where they're going. He can pick off the rest of this army super easily from here.
Okay, the Oracle orbiting around here.
And he's tagged it as well. Can't imagine this really getting in and getting anything done.
Okay, he's going to probably just try to blink right on top of that. Okay, but you know what? Actually, getting those 2 sentries wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to have a lot of those Marauders. I think at this point in time, it's fair to say ByuN's hemorrhaged too many units. Doesn't mean he's going to lose this game, but definitely Stats is deflecting all the things that ByuN's throwing at him.
Yeah, and he's deflected enough and everything's stabilized enough that ByuN should realize that this isn't going to work anymore. He's got to switch up his game plan a little bit. And we do see him adding on some more Liberators, so that's definitely a higher tech unit. He's trying to go into some more upgrades. He's not too late with that because Stats' upgrades have been pretty slow this game. But with that Colossus tech coming up and no real counter in sight for ByuN, I'm definitely liking the position of Stats here.
By the way, ByuN has been so on the offense and Stats has been so focused on the defense, only just now is the factory killed. He actually, for a little bit, chased the factory away, and ByuN just picked it up and moved it somewhere else and kept using it. I mean, and considering that this is a pretty tiny map, that goes to show you just how focused Stats was on not getting damaged by drops.
Yeah.
He was too preoccupied with that to actually kill that factory on.
And now it's starting to tag everything every single time. Very well done.
You know, Stats is getting exactly to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
I got to say, I'm very, very impressed.
Double Forge with double Robo and taking a 4th base. Like, this is perfect for Protoss. And like the initial mine harassment did pretty well. Again, I think it could have done a little bit better from ByuN, but like Stats has been rock solid. He's so good at defending these small things. It's some of these larger army movements that get a bit tougher for Stats. Now, there are quite a few Liberators, so this is where maybe we can see ByuN gain some real value.
We have the Liberators coming down now. Let's see if the Warp Prism Harass is going to be sufficient. I don't believe there's anything in the main here to defend. There is not. But Terran is not going to turn around. I think ByuN feels that at this point in time, with exactly 4 Liberators, he has the ability to leapfrog very effectively and possibly push into that 3rd base. Meanwhile, Zealots and Adepts being warped in.
This is a good Liberator push, but
yeah.
Stats is slowing it down quite a bit here. He has a lot of units in the main base of his opponent. Oh, but some very good Liberators being set up, so he should be able to finally clean this up. Still, a good amount of SCVs being taken out.
Okay. I don't know, actually, if Stats can stop this. This Liberator setup is so good. ByuN's so good with the multitasking. Notice how he just keeps setting up the Liberation Zones over here. The Stalkers blink forward for Colossi. By the way, there's no going home for Terran if this position's wiped out, and it looks like it is.
All right, he's microing very aggressively here, peeling off all of these Zealots with very few hits of the rest of the army.
Look at the HP on these units.
Super
Everything
low.
is in the red. But I think with that attack having occurred, that is another huge chunk of ByuN's army that he just lost.
Yeah, pretty rough. Everything in the deep red just stemming, trying to run home. Probably very little of it will make it home as well. And, you know, this is, like, the reason why that worked so poorly is because he did lose so many units with all those harassments throughout the mid-game, right?
Yeah.
Like, if he had another 30 supply, let's say, underneath, or, you know, maybe that's a little bit too much to say, but another 20 supply underneath, you can't just walk in and kill all the Liberators like we saw Stats do as easily.
Well, I think, you know, ByuN, it's very interesting because he's got the best control in all of StarCraft 2, but sometimes that doesn't work to his advantage because, you know, usually you do have a defender's advantage in an RTS game, and it seems like in this case Stats is really able to utilize that. With the Archons coming in here at this last moment, this should wrap up this game. GG. We're going to game number 2.
All right, that was some really good crisis management from Stats. Definitely definitely got to hand it to him there. I think ByuN played pretty well in the early game, but just the continued attempts at drops and whatnot didn't pay off that much. That is the hardest way to try to kill stats. But you saw when he did the big Liberator push, that's the moment where it felt like ByuN might be able to get something done. You know, I think this is the way that you're supposed to play against stats. He's so good at stamping out little fires, but when you're coming to bulldoze him with like a sick amount of Liberators, that can be a very tough spot.
Well, let's see what happens here in game number 2. Right now, Stats is looking primed to move on to be the first survivor here of Group D. All right.
That's all we have to say.
That's all. That's it. I'm done now. I'm going to be quiet until we go to the next best of 3, guys. Sorry, I didn't realize you were drinking water. I thought you were going to come pick that one up. Our countdown has now started. Stats versus ByuN. I don't know, man. I'm fine with whoever moves on.
Yeah, it says 1-1 here, but if I'm not
so
crazy,
confused.
it's supposed to be game 2 with Stats up 1-0.
Okay, yeah. Are we crazy? I was looking at that graphic and I'm thinking that.
I'm like, did they play
we're going to
a game
Abyssal Reef. We're going to Abyssal Reef.
Was he
We're not crazy. I didn't suddenly just get amnesia and I don't remember one of these games. No.
You could tell them that you tried, but there ain't no going back.
All right. Let's do this. In the bottom right, in the blue, our Protoss player, he is
Splice. Stats.
getting a little wiggly there.
Yeah.
Let's keep the shot a little bit longer. In the upper left, in the red, our Terran player, he is
Team expert. ByuN.
All right. I would say a bit of a better map for TVP than the previous map. Definitely you have some of these very abusable areas. Protoss like almost always goes Stargate here. I mean, there are some, you can use anything you want, I guess, right? Like you can make 4 DT shrines if you want, but like that's not good.
You can.
Yeah. It's up to you, dude.
What was that show, like Dr. Steve Broyle or whatever? It was a show with a really long name.
I'm not sure.
It was like Awesome Show, Great Job or whatever was at the end of it. And that guy, oh, never mind. There's this clip. It's like talking about naming the planets. You can name whatever you want. Never mind. We've gone down a rabbit hole.
Name the planets whatever he wants?
I'll show you on the break, or someone will tweet it at you. I don't know. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So, in this game, what exactly? What? Oh, look at that. He just knew that exactly.
Yeah, I guess so. Just keep spamming that CC down till it works, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
What exactly is ByuN going to do? Is he going to continue to try to be the aggressive player that dismantles his opponent, or will he try to take a step back? Because I think that one thing that Stats is relying on, especially, for instance, in that last game, is ByuN overextending. There are a few players that can actually micro head-to-head from ByuN's aggression, and Stats is one of them. And every time he lops off a little bit more of ByuN's army until eventually a counterattack wins the game.
Yeah. That's kind of like how Stats wants to play, which again is like why I think that just the matchup of these two players as far as styles go is pretty good for Stats. So I would like to see ByuN. The thing is, you have to be able to realize when your aggression is not really paying off anymore and transition out of there. And you don't get as good at micro as ByuN by really letting off the brakes too often.
Yeah. It's a truly interesting thing, too, when you get these players that are super good at micro. And by the way, I want to differentiate ByuN from Hero here. Because Hero has openers that are meant to kill the player, but they're usually strategically based. Mm-hmm. Where ByuN's is actually just much more about control.
Yeah, and in Hero,
anybody
to be
can
fair,
copy.
Might have the best micro of the Protosses. Maybe him or Zest has the best micro?
No, I think Hero's micro is actually better. Otherwise, his strats wouldn't work because he has to make like 3 or 4 units work perfectly at the start of the game. But ByuN, it's a little bit different. We could all copy ByuN's build. In fact, oh, that was sick. We could all copy ByuN's builds, right? But nobody can do what he's doing.
No,
nobody comes close.
Yeah, it's quite true. Oh.
Okay, he loses that one at depth.
Kind of some funny
it's kind of an odd game
here.
Yeah.
But this is what can happen. If you kill the Reaper like basically immediately, you can get up there with the depths before they really have too much. So.
Oh, okay, here we go.
This is kind of
He needs to get the Widow Mine. You're crazy, Stats.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to go around.
As long as he's not hit by a Widow Mine, he's good to go. A lot of Widow Mines being made, by the way. Like, truly a lot.
Well, I think it's a reasonable way to play this. A little bit of a different Widow Mine game from what we saw in Game 1. But, yeah, I mean, I think the idea is still there. I think it's still got value. He's got enough Widow Mines at home. He should be able to drive out further Oracles, and then he's going to do a Widow Mine Widow Mine drop, excuse me.
And 4 Widow Mines against someone who has 1 Oracle across the map, you're not going to have too much detection to deal that with. And if it's like 1 or 2, 2-3 Phoenixes can clean that up reasonably easily just because, you lift it as it's burrowing and you just kill it. But with 4 Widow Mines, it becomes a different story altogether. Oh, is that his original Oracle, or did he make 2? I didn't realize, actually.
I was actually going off what you said. I thought it was just 1.
It transported back home before I...
Oh, my God! Okay, did not connect with the probes closer to the center. Yeah, what I was thinking was it's going to come down to just how good is the Phoenix control. So this is completely backfired here by ByuN. Oh, what? What?
That's funny. That had like no health left. He
didn't quite get the mine or the medevac for a second there.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, because he dropped one out ahead of time, I guess, to put this one down at the third base. Definitely does slow him down a little bit. Needs to wait for a revelation.
Liberator's coming in here now. Now, you do have to keep in mind that ByuN is on some level knowing that he's going to be using these units, so ByuN might end up painting himself into a corner here. The same way he did in the last game. Like, he knows this Liberator is going to get shot down if it comes in there. Maybe he's waiting for the Protoss to try to push out and then set up the Liberator. I'm not sure.
It looks like he wants Stats to fall apart a little bit, like hit with multiple things at once. For instance, if you see the Oracle come over with those Phoenixes, they're almost always on the same hotkey. To deal with this, then the Liberator might be able to go in at that time, for instance. Or maybe when Stats cleans this all, generally what you do is you'll fly across the map, try to tag medevacs, try to harass a little bit. When his Phoenixes are over there, suddenly the Liberator is worth a lot.
Yeah. Well, the Gateway Explosion is beginning to kick in here, since finally Stats has all of his probes mining. And I got to say, I really am liking how Stats is playing this. He's being the very, very patient player that is going to allow him to get into great shape later on.
Super solid stuff out of him.
It's funny when you play a game of StarCraft and you're so completely and totally owning people, like on the ladder, for instance, over and over and over with this aggressive style, and suddenly you face off against somebody who just shuts it down.
Yeah.
Like, cut that shit out. Try that against me.
It's true.
We're going to late tech here, buddy.
And I mean,
and you're not going to have a good time. And that is Stats so far in the series.
Yeah. He's basically the best defensive macro toss, Definitely very good at crisis management, keeping himself together under these circumstances. Yeah. So he's going Zealot Phoenix at this point, which is a very strong unit composition if you do it just right. And he's going to have his charge done, his +1 armor done very, very shortly here. Great amount of Phoenixes at 7, so should be able to hold on against everything pretty easily.
Okay. A nice tag there, although I don't think ByuN's going to be too worried about that. Zealot Legs is almost finished. Now, we see this push coming in here from the top, but there is a second drop with the Liberator that's in the bottom left. And ByuN is going to try to see which one of these can do more damage and then focus it and possibly pull away with the other.
Well, you see this incoming that you have a tag on, and you're going to want everything up here to really make sure you dismantle it. So he's moving at the same time with the double Widow Mine, with the Liberator. He might clear all the probes at the natural while he tries to defend this.
Hold on.
How does Stats do it?
The Phoenixes are just... I think Stats is more than aware that any good Terran player is going to try to drop at the same time, so he has the Phoenixes in a really good spot.
And he has more than enough zealots to deal with everything. Oh, my God.
Wow.
So one-sided there.
Look at this.
Oh, he gets this in the main base, but the Phoenixes are there in a matter of seconds.
I'll kill a probe.
And hurt some zealots.
Now your zealots don't have shields.
So ByuN is doing these little tricks that will catch a lot of Protoss players off guard, a lot of anyone off guard. But Stats is so completely on top of this. I mean, look at this. This is a super abusable little position for Zealots. Zealots can't run down that little ramp and do anything.
Yeah, but Stats doesn't care. Look at those 2 pylons. Yeah. Look at the Tastosis pylons right there.
Oh, my God. Look at them back each other up.
Yeah. Look at their great analysis and sense of humor combined together to make the perfect duo, Artosis.
Oh,
look at that.
God. It's just they're so good.
Okay, I think it's going to be the same thing as the last game, right? He's bled off enough Terran units, then he just identifies, okay, I got that critical lead.
Yeah.
Time to close this out. And don't you ever try to harass me again. Get out of this game.
Yeah, stylistically, you can just see the big difference here in how ByuN plays and how Forte plays. Forte goes for that big army that's just straight up hard to deal with, and ByuN is trying to outplay you through multitasking, harassment, micro, things like that. But that is specifically where Stats' skill set lies.
Okay, now can ByuN actually defend this? ByuN has been able to defend a lot with a little, but this is a 170 supply Protoss to a 130 supply Terran. I mean, this is... He's just going to come in here. I think that's it.
Might well be.
It's the end Liberator's of this nerd as we know it.
Liberator's actually cleaning up quite a bit here. A ton of damage output.
Oh, look at that. There were Marines under those medevacs. I didn't see it, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, Jesus.
But you didn't see it either. People are yelling back at their monitors like, I can't take this. I knew when you did it.
Well,
I didn't see those Marines. I did not see them under the medevacs.
Okay.
I thought it was the end of the game.
We forgive you, Tim.
Sorry, guys.
Well, you know what? He still has his Phoenixes left alive, which are his long-term units, so he's definitely going to be happy about that. The medevac and Liberator count has been greatly reduced.
Tag, you're it.
Yeah. Can he come back and win from here, ByuN? This is not a position that I'm looking forward to seeing him excel at. That's a really weird way to say that. But he's going to be going up against Colossus now at this point, and there's a 4th base. Is Liberator count not really that high?
Well, Terran's also at this part. When Protoss gets to a certain level of sophistication with their army, because it's not always just the supply, it's like what tools do Protoss have? It's very easy for Protoss to keep coming in here, for instance, with these Phoenixes, but there are other things Protoss can do as well, and keep punishing the Terran. It's hard for Terran to get back on his feet.
Yeah, it's like, where does he go with his attack? Does he just do a full frontal push here against? There has to be at least 2 Colossus out right now. There might even be 3. So that's going to be really scary. Psystorm is about to finish. I don't feel like ByuN really has enough to deal with this properly.
Okay, the War Prism's coming up now, and he's going to just unload this right over here. I will say this isn't going to do that much, but it is at least keeping Terran a little bit on his back. But
is he killing his own geyser?
What, ByuN?
Yeah.
Oh, is he attacking the... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, he's repairing it now. Maybe some are attacking, some are repairing. It's total chaos. We have the attack coming up here now. Now, the Colossus are doing enough damage as it is that I don't even know if Storm is necessary, but he has that too. GG. Stats 2-0 in ByuN.
Yeah. So Stats kind of crushing through him. Had a much harder series, to be honest, against Forte. So, again, I think Stats going to be very happy with himself getting out in first place. ByuN, you know, everyone, all these top guys have superpowers, and he's like, ByuN's kryptonite is play like what Stats has.
Yeah.
Where his little micro tricks and stuff that he uses to crush everyone on ladder. The guy he doesn't crush on ladder is Stats. You know, Stats is the guy that's going to shut this stuff down time and time again. But ByuN is of a higher level than the other 2 players in this group. Even if Forte looked better against Stats, ByuN is a better player than Forte, so I'm still definitely expecting to get second.
Well, we're going to have a quick little interview here with Stats and see what his thoughts are now that he's managed to advance to the round of 16. By the way, he already won a GSL Code S this year, so he's probably hungry to get another one.
첫 번째 16강 진출자 김대엽 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
네, 감사합니다.
The first player to advance to the round of 16 is Stats. Congratulations. He says thank you.
먼저 소감 어떠세요?
How do you feel now, Stats?
일단 좀 편하게 경기장을 왔어요. 그래가지고
I came to the studio with a confident and comfortable mind.
좀 덤덤할 것 같았는데.
So I knew whether I was advancing or getting eliminated.
막상 올라가고
I
나니까
thought
기분이 되게 좋네요.
I would be okay.
네, 정말 오늘
But
다
I guess I made
테란전만
it, so I
하셨는데
feel a little bit
완벽한
happier with that.
수비력, 정말 흠잡을 수 없는 그런 좋은 경기력 보여주셨어요.
So you only played
지난
Protoss vs.
시즌
Terran
2의
today.
아쉬운 탈락은
And it was
정말
basically
막강한
flawless
상대
performance.
김도호 선수와의 동족전 때문에 떨어진 걸까?
It
이런 생각을
seems
하게
like
되는데 어떠세요? 어떻게
You were
생각하세요?
eliminated last season because you had
도호 형이 너무
PvP.
잘하기도 했고.
네.
I believe that was against Classic.
그 뭐냐.
Yeah, Classic played outstandingly against me last season.
그 개념이 좀 없었던 것 같아요. 그래가지고
personally think my
그때
PvP
아쉽게 떨어졌었는데 이번에는
game knowledge is actually not better than Classics right now.
네, 다시
He knows
한번
more.
열심히 해야죠.
But since I'm here in season 3,
보니까
I'm going to
다시
try
한번 그
to
우승의 기분을
go
느끼고
all the way
싶다
again.
이렇게 말씀을 하셨어요.
네.
이제 코데스도 시작을 했고 블리즈컨도 직행이고 또 GSL
So,
월드의 초청을 또 받으셨고
you've already
알림 상하이까지
secured
정말
your
좋은
position at
기회들을 많이
BlizzCon.
이렇게 잡으셨는데
I am
눈앞에
Shanghai's
여러
coming
대회를
up.
앞두고 어떤 의미로 다가오나요?
There are so many tournaments and events coming up. You must be really
역시
busy. How does it? What do these various
일단
tournaments mean to you?
성적을 잘 내고 보니까 알아서 뭐
네.
이런 저런 대회들이 초청이 오는구나 이런 생각을
I-
했고요.
네.
역시 처음에
Excuse me, I just try to focus on my performance. Each tournament's important. I try to make great results in each one of them.
걷어 놓으니까
네.
네, 뭐 뒤에 이렇게 부가적으로 붙는 것들이 많아서
So
네. 시즌 1 우승이 정말
as long as I
큰
just
도움이
keep
되는
bringing
것
good
같아요.
results inside the
자,
game,
그러면
then
이렇게
everything
여러
else
대회들이
falls into
있는데
place.
최소 이렇게 목표 같은 걸 세웠을 것 같아요. 여기서 내가
So there are a
우승을
lot of tournaments.
어느 정도 한다 이런 생각 하셨어요?
그
Do you have any specific goals for each tournament?
다 생각하고 계세요?
예, 뭐 경기장 오기 전까지만 해도 아 진짜 이번 시즌
Curious, do you want to be a champion in every single tournament you're going into?
막상 경기장에 앉아서 그 기용이하고 첫 게임을 해보니까
When I practice, I always go in with the mindset that yes, I want to get first place in a tournament.
되게 첫 번째 경기
But when I sit down and talk with, I didn't catch it. Did you? Or
사실 오늘도
Oh, against Forte.
이렇게
Forte.
변 선수 만났을 때 변 선수한테 이렇게 쳐서
I found out today was not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
힘겹게 올라갈 거라고 예상을 했어요. 근데
The scenarios that played out,
생각보다 제 경기들을 좀 잘 풀리면서 수비가 잘 되면서 이렇게 운 좋게
I thought I might, because of the way the games went against Forte, I thought I might end up losing against ByuN.
플레이였고 김기용 선수의 어떤 점이 제일 까다로우셨어요?
But I'm actually pretty happy and surprised that
좀
the games against ByuN were a little bit easier.
네.
Gary says, what was the most difficult part
판마다
against the
이렇게
match against Forte?
전략이라든지
Well, I think he just overall prepared well.
부분이라든지 그런 것들이 되게
And his builds and strategies overall.
짜임새가 있었어요.
네, 되게
He
좀
put a lot of thought into it.
제가 예측을
I actually was a little bit caught off guard by that.
예측을 이렇게 잘 하지 못해가지고
네.
And since it was the first match of the day,
힘든 승부였던 것 같아요.
그래요? 그럼 오늘 두
I
번째
guess maybe I wasn't as warmed up. Maybe that was a factor as well. Gary asks, who do you think is going to be the next player to advance?
네.
강호한테도 이렇게 애정이 있어요.
네.
왜냐하면 같은 전 KT였고 그래가지고 같이 잘했으면 좋겠는데 아까 그 변 선수
Because
하는
Lucero was
플레이를,
saying
사신 플레이를 보니까 진짜 너무
we played in the same, or
놀랍더라고요.
we played in the same team back when we were on
냉정하게
KT.
이렇게 바라보면은 변 선수가 다시 올라오지 않을까 생각을 하고 있어요.
네, 변 선수.
So I'd like to actually see Lucero advance, but
알겠습니다.
if I had
자,
to,
시즌 1 우승자의
if I had more objective
ByuN,
eyes, I would probably be
많은
saying
팬들이 좋아하고 계실 것 같습니다. 마지막으로
Say ByuN
팬들에게
has more
한마디
chances to
들어볼게요.
advance.
anything you want to say to your fan stats?
사실
That's you guys at home.
오늘도 이렇게 경기장 왔는데 너무 추워가지고 좀 되게 바들바들 떨면서 그 첫 번째
I came to
경기를
the studio and I felt
치렀는데
cold in
끝나고
here.
나서
I was a little nervous when I played the match starting out
한
today.
분이 이렇게 핫팩하고 마실 것 전해주시더라고요.
After the first
그래가지고
match,
정말 그 덕분에
Some of my fans and my
승자전
supporters brought me
매치에서는
some warm drinks
손이
and some
잘 풀려가지고
hot packs.
쉽게 이길 수 있었던 것 같고
And that helped me a lot, helped me get in the right mindset.
싶고요. 그리고
So I want to thank those people that did that.
뭐 지금부터 이제 시작이니까 앞으로도 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
This is just the beginning, guys.
축하드립니다. 저희가
Keep watching me and keep supporting me. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다.
네, 축하드립니다.
All right.
네.
We got our
이렇게
first,
이번 비조의 첫
survivor,
번째 클리닉
Joseph.
진출자 김대엽 선수
Very well
만나봤는데요.
done from
계속해서
Stats.
저희는
Second
잠시 후
Protoss to get
8강전으로
through to that round of
돌아오겠습니다.
16.
All right, guys. When we come back.